Today we are talking about the spring makeup trends. We are moving away from winter and moving towards summer, but before we have the springtime. So we need to, warm up to summer. Spring is exactly that. We're coming out of all the things we were doing in winter. We're coming out of like a year of high blush, which I absolutely love. And we're changing up a little bit. Skin is we're still enjoying the matte vibes. We're not quite back to like glass skin and ultra glowy, dewy skin textures just yet. There's a lot of foundations coming out that are matte or satin foundation finishes, so that is still really popular. So we're going to be talking about all of that in this video. And if you're new here, I am a makeup artist, Letitia Bishop. I've been a makeup artist for over 10 years. I do lots of makeup tutorials, makeup topics on trends like today, travel. I love to try different wellness and beauty experiences around the world. And I have a new video every Sunday, so consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get started. So for my research for this video and just what I've been seeing around, obviously mostly on Instagram, I did a little research and I came across Allure, a fantastic article from Allure. Now, I hear that Allure don't have a print version anymore. I haven't been back to the US for many years, but I used to live in New York City a lot. And I used to always go to Barnes & Noble, and I would love sitting there with a coffee and flick through all the glossy magazines. And I would always flick through and read Allure page to page. But yeah, here they don't have that, but they still have their online. And I would always love to see the trends and the products and the interviews and the like ratings of different skincare products and what's popular. But I guess we consume our information and what we buy a little bit differently now, like online on YouTube. But there's an article that they have that is the spring makeup trends of 2026 are living art. And it's written by Lauren Salvini. And I just love the way she wrote this article. So I highly recommend I'll link it down below. I highly recommend you go read it because it just felt like exactly how I think she wants it to feel, very romantic, very just great journalism and writing. It just brought me back to those times of reading things in Barnes & Noble many years ago. And so her take on it is a very romantic take of spring. And that is spring, isn't it? It's romantic. And I just love what she's written. So I'm going to read a few bits. They say nothing is better than Paris in the spring. Flowers are blooming, yes. But it's also still cold enough to start your day with a warm croissant and a café au lait before an afternoon of museum hopping. In this scenario, you'll find a treasure trove of ideas for spring 2026 summer looks. Start your day at Musée d'Orsay, where dreamy Impressionist Monets and Van Goghs will inspire cloud-like blush and Ballet Slipper Pink Lips. To relieve I can't say French words. Passionate lovers and can dancers will encourage feverish, romantic, smudging lips. You can then visit the Louvre and get bronzer inspiration from Rubens' Golden Hour Light or sculpted Venus de Milo. And then, when you've been swept fully into Parisian romance, walk along the Seine to the Musée National Picasso for a modern twist. Picasso's line drawings are like spring's subtle micro eyeliner, and his bold use of color will have you thinking of fun washed color lids. So nice. I've been to so many of those museums, and yeah, I can just imagine the moments. So for the skin for spring, it is still this cloud skin, which has been gaining in popularity for a while. Cloud, soft, focused, glow skin, not ultra definition, high, shiny skin, cloud skin. So more matte, demi-matte and satin finishes in your base products. And then setting it with a light layer of powder to lock it in and give you that soft blurred effect. Really great product for that I've been loving is the Kosas Candy Cloud Set, which speaks perfectly to the trend. And just making sure that your skin is not ultra shiny, not like flat, but not ultra shiny. So something that I want to bring to your attention when you are attempting to have cloud, soft, hazy skin is make sure your skin is still hydrated, still prepped really nicely. You will run into problems if everything that you use, all your layers underneath, are going to be all matte. I know my skin wouldn't like that at all. So if I was using, not that they're very common, but like a matte moisturizer, a matte sunscreen, and then a matte foundation, and then a powder, that would just be a recipe for really terrible, unhealthy looking skin. Okay, that might work for you. You might have ultra shiny and oily skin, but you just need to, this is a trend, and you just need to take note of what skin you have. So if you have dry skin, you really need to make sure you prep your skin really well, and maybe your sunscreen is a glowy, dewy sunscreen, and then you use a matte foundation. It kind of balances it and doesn't swing too far either end of the pendulum on the skin texture. So just take stock on like what skin you have before you start going all in on one side. It's about balance. So watercolor blush. I did a video recently on watercolor blush, so you can go watch that in-depth video about it. But essentially it is blush blindness changing. Okay, we're still loving blush, but it's softening, it's sophisticated, it's getting dreamy. And again, I really want to read you a little bit about what that journalist wrote about the watercolor blush, because it was just so romantic. I loved it. If you were to dot just a single drop of lily pink watercolor paint onto a wet canvas, it would dance and blur and diffuse into a watery cloud of blush. It would be concentrated in the center, diluted at the edges. It would billow like a skirt of an Edwardian woman in a John Singer Scarnet painting. I don't know that word. This dreamy effect was spotted on cheekbones of the spring runways at Ralph Lauren and Marc Jacobs. The look also has graced the red carpets worn by stars like Sabrina Carpenter, Hailey Bieber, and Priyanka Chopra. So, I just love that first paragraph. It's so romantic. I love it. So that's watercolor blush. Soft, feathered out, blurred blush. So a little bit how to do that is you start in the center with your main focus of your stronger blush, and then you grab a really, really pale color and you're dotting around the edges with that, diffusing it out. But I show you in a video where you can see that a little bit more, and just making everything a little bit more diffused and soft and less like striking, intense one color blush. Okay, blurring it out a little bit more in like pastel soft tones. So that's another big trend, is pastel tones, and what people are calling painter lily era, painter lily eyes, really soft eyes. So I'm going to pop a little bit of this light pink blush along my eyes. I think a blush is perfect for this because blushes are not highly pigmented, so it's going to give you instantly a very diffused eyeshadow when you use it on the eyes. It's not going to go in too extreme at all. And so people are experimenting with different colors. This is a very basic version of this trend, soft pink. It's very safe, but people are experimenting a lot with light pastel blues and purples and a bit stronger pinks washed across the eye, one tone. It doesn't need to be too technical or anything like that. Just grab a fluffy brush and dust it over your eye like that. Still wear mascara for definition along the eyes, but just make sure you are feathering it out up onto your brow bone so it has this diffused look on the eyes. It's not a concentrated color close to the lashes. So pretty for spring, and just gives you that whimsical, artistic painting museum Paris vibes. So the next trend, and now we're moving on to the lips. I have two trends for the lips. The first one is Ballet Slipper Lips and frosted pink baby doll lip shades. I have already been putting this for my Vision Pinterest board for my summer. of 2026, but spring as well. This is like such a fun trend, easy to do as well, and very like wearable, I think, for a lot of people. So I went into my lip collection and I pulled out my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, which I love, is the Live It Up. And I think this is that color that we're all wanting. This is that Ballet Slipper Baby Doll Barbie kind of pink lips, but this is obviously like not got the shimmer in it. This is just like a satin lipstick, kind of glossy lip version of it. The famous viral one that went crazy is from L'Oreal, and it's called L'Oreal Ballerina Shoes lipstick, and it's sold out everywhere. And I probably would never be able to find it in Hong Kong. And you probably can't find it in America either. But this is the color of this season, this lipstick, but a lot of the times people are wanting it frosted as well. So you can shop and look for a frosted one, but if you don't have one, grab a highlighter on your finger, a makeup highlighter, preferably like a more pinky highlighter or a more like silvery highlighter, nothing too yellow, and you can dab that on top of it to get a little bit more of a frosted appearance on the lips. Or you could get a lip gloss that has like sparkle and shimmer in it. I also love that. Just dabbing that on the center gives it a frosted edge to it as well. Obviously a little bit harder to reapply when you're on the go, but if it's just for a photo or something, that works really well. I love this lip, and if you are trying this trend, this ballerina baby frosted it lip of the season, and you find it a little bit hard, you feel like it doesn't look right on you, I bet you it's because there's no lip liner. I don't have a lip liner on this one, but because it is a pale pink, it can make you feel a little bit dead, a little bit washed out on the skin and the appearance of your face. So put like a neutral lip liner under the edges and frame your lips. That will really help it feel less nude and dead and light colored. It's a great baby step way to get into this trend. Okay, I just smudged a little lip liner behind that just to show you how it looks a little bit different. Just shapes your lips a little bit better, and you might feel a little bit more comfortable wearing such a pale lipstick. Trust me on this one. You do want to make sure and try to use a lip liner that is cool toned, and it is so hard to find a lip liner that really is cool toned because when you put them on they start to look warmer. It's very annoying. This one is a little bit warm, but it works okay. But this Ballet pink, they're very cool toned. This trend of this lipstick is cool toned, so you do want to match a lip liner. Go for more of a berry mauve, more of like a mauvey pink, and that will help you have a little bit more of a cool tone to frame these type of lipsticks. Okay, the last trend for the lips and for the spring trends of makeup is blurred lips, and that really lived in lips. The crisp, really sharp, defined lip liner look it's heading on its way out. It's going out the door. The blurred out lips is what's really in, that lived in lip look, and we definitely can thank Nina Park for this. I did a Nina Park makeup look inspired by her incredible makeup looks on celebrities a few videos back. So for this look, it is a little bit easier to do it with a traditional pencil type compared to a more modern type. I don't know, a plastic that looks like a very similar pencil, but the ones that are like a wind up type, the more modern types, and even this Fenty one, the ones that set, they're often going to be harder to blur out unless they stay creamy for a fair bit of time before they set. The Fenty one, you have very little time. True wooden pencil type, you will have more time to blur and move them around in the shape that you want. So I'm going to apply the lip liner and show you how we blur it out. So there is the lip liner on. I slightly feathered it in, so the blurring you want to blur on both sides, and then you could use Q-tip but I like this pencil, and this pencil, you can actually get this brand on Amazon. It's a funny one. Eigishow, it's a detail brush, E852. I will link it down below, and I have just found it to be the most perfect dense shape tapered tip for blending out lips. You just slide and hover over it. The bottom one is always like a little bit easier because you just kind of hug underneath. Okay, and the top, come up the sides, and then when I get to the top, I kind of roll my lip in. And we blur it out. You can then go back in, crisp up some other bits, and that is the blurred look. It's all about having that like lived in, soft, painted, romantic feeling to your makeup look, with the eyes, with the lips, with the skin, right? We're all trying to look like a Renaissance painting. And then I'm gonna put a lip gloss over the top because that's what I do. But I don't think the super glossy lip is really trending. I think it's more like that tinted stain, or like a slightly sheer tinted glossy product. Let me have a look. Okay, I've just done some swatching from my lipstick drawer, and I found something that I think will be a little bit better. As much as I love my lip glosses, not saying they're going anywhere, but I have picked out this Charlotte Tilbury, I don't know what they're called, but the name of this is Sexy Lips. Like a glossy, sheer balm. It's like a hybrid between a lipstick and a lip gloss, and I think that's kind of better for this. Color, tint, hydration. Gorgeous. Oh, works out perfect. Gives definition. Could do with a little more blush. I go back in with this one from fwee. Sometimes after you put your lipstick on, you can see that you can handle more blush. Never forget that. Pretty for spring. Pinks, blurred, Renaissance painting, romantic, soft edges. That is the theme, the direction for spring of 2026. I hope you like those trends. Which one are you going to consider? Which one have you been feeling like you want to try out a little bit more? Let's chat in the comments down below. I always love chatting with you ladies. And if you are new or you didn't see that I announced a few weeks ago that I have finally opened up, I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I have opened up one-on-one makeup lessons with me online. This is something that I have done for years here in my in-person makeup business here in Hong Kong. I have been helping women with their daily makeup routines for years, really coaching them and guiding them through revamping the process for them. And so I finally decided to do it for you guys online, just so we can build a deeper relationship and I can help you even more. So the information for that will be in the description box and the pinned comment of this video. Consider subscribing, and that's all for today, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.